Republican strategists and activists across the country are starting to freak out because they believe that Donald Trump might intentionally try to destroy the Republican Party ahead of the 2022 elections. And the reason they think that, by the way, is because he literally said that last week. He came out, issued an ultimatum to the Republican Party, said, listen, y'all don't go out and investigate all this so-called voter fraud that I swear is there, even though there's no evidence of it. If you don't do that, Republicans are not going to vote in 2022 and 2024. So he is actively threatening to keep all of his little MAGA hat wearers at home for the next 2 election cycles, unless everybody does his bidding. But that's not the only reason Republicans are freaking out right now. Obviously, that's a big one. What they're more worried about, and this is hilarious, is that Trump is going to, quote, inject himself into races that Republicans have a good shot at winning right now. But if Trump comes along and steps in and does what Trump does, they're worried that they might end up losing those elections. Here's the thing. We talked months ago about the report that came out that showed that an endorsement from Donald Trump reduces your chances of winning an election. Actually takes them below 50%. So the majority of people that Trump has endorsed for races since getting into politics, majority of people that he has endorsed have lost their race. And in fact, other polls have shown that once he comes along and makes an endorsement, sometimes it actually lowers that person's poll numbers and raises their challenger's poll numbers. So not only is he, tanking the one guy, but his endorsement is so toxic that it helps the opponent. And that is what is terrifying Republicans right now, because Trump's only gotten worse. He's only gotten less popular with the public at large. I know right now his approval rating within the Republican Party is actually back on the upswing. But with normal people throughout this country, including moderates and independents, they hate the guy. And if they were leaning Republican and Donald Trump swoops in and says, I'm going to endorse this guy, the independent's going to look at that, according to these Republican strategists, and say, oh, God, no, I guess I'm going for the other person. She wasn't endorsed by Trump, so I guess I'm voting for her. I don't want anything to do with that guy. That's how toxic an endorsement from Donald Trump truly is. And that is one of the biggest fears that Republicans have heading into 2022. Of course, a lot of what happens in next year's midterms hinges on what kind of deals the Democrats are making right now. If they can come out and they can pass a $3.5 trillion Build Back Better Act, hell, even if they can pass, and I don't even want to suggest this, but even if they pass a $2 trillion Build Back Better Act, along with a companion infrastructure bill, they can likely win in 2022. They'd have a better shot if they pass the full Build Back Better Act, but I don't think that's a realistic possibility at this point. Sometimes we do have to take what we can get, and we don't have to be happy about it. But if we can get something from the Democrats that actually helps average, everyday American people, their chances of winning the midterms is going to go up tremendously. And Donald Trump's involvement on the Republican side will hopefully be enough to tank them for Democrats to not get their asses kicked next year. If you can't get enough Ring of Fire, we encourage everyone to subscribe to our channel for fresh video content 7 days a week. And for even more from me, you can follow me on all social media outlets, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram @FairandBalanced.